Hey guys, Josh Henkin here, creator of the Ultimate Sandbag, with a very special guest, Sarah Gwynn from Iron Figure Fitness. And also we have a very special guest that might be popping in and out of the video, Olive over here, who may be assisting us with some of the drills. And what I want to do today is show you how you can do really great cardio ab workouts with the Ultimate Sandbag. A lot of people think that they're going to get great abs by doing abs, but the fact of the matter is doing abdominal training in its traditional sense, crunches and so forth, doesn't burn a lot of calories. So if you want to get leaner, you're going to have to drop body fat. The great thing about Ultimate Sandbags is you can do both. The great thing is we can do it outdoors in a really simple circuit, and we're going to feature our Power Ultimate Sandbag here in a moment. So what Sarah's going to start off with, we're going to do a circuit. We're going to do just a little time circuit, so the nice thing about these exercises is that you can do them for a specific amount of time. First thing we're going to do is a reverse shoulder lunge. As we hit the bottom position, Sarah's going to press over to the other side, then she's going to come back up. So for those of you that are a little more advanced, you can go down so where your knee doesn't touch the ground. That requires more stability in the trunk side to side. So being in the lunge position sort of destabilizes us and forces the abs to work harder. That shoulder to shoulder press makes sure that the center of gravity changes, so your abs are having to adjust. So the combination of the movement laterally of the bag and the instability of the legs really makes this a phenomenal whole body workout with a specific emphasis on your core region. Now, what we can do is we can sort of combine that with a circular motion. So right there, Sarah's trying to resist motion. So now she's going to produce a motion with what we call the golf swing. So she's going to grab the ends of the bags. Now if you're using a bigger Ultimate Sandbag, you can grab the parallel handles, but because of the structure of the power bag, we're going to grab the ends. She's going to initiate this by rotating her feet and pivoting through the body to create a little momentum. She's going to follow that swing, and at that apex is really where her abs kick in, both to stop, decelerate, and then retransmit the force across. She's also getting the glutes and the hamstrings to kick in to really produce that power. So the glutes are part of the core because they help stabilize the pelvis. Nice job, Sarah. And if you do this anywhere from 20 to 40 seconds, rest 24 to 40 seconds, you're going to have a heck of a workout going on. The next exercise is going to be our staggered snatch. Now, a lot of times people don't think of snatching as an ab exercise, but anytime you go overhead, it's the longest leverage point for your body to maintain its posture. Going to staggered stance, we're going to destabilize her a little bit, really forcing her abs to control and decelerate the weight. So she's going to hinge back on her foot and pop up. Beautiful. So that stopping point right at the top is where her abs really have to hit in. Let's do another one, Sarah. Nice. And because, again, she's a little bit destabilized being in that stagger stance, that left hamstring glutes really firing off, that little back is working isometrically to control her posture, and her abs are working to decelerate the weight. The nice thing, though, too, is this is a cardio-based exercise where she's going to burn a lot of calories within the motion. Nice job. So now we're going to go back to a circular motion drill. Now she could do both sides before moving on, but this is a front body circle. So when the weight's transitioning in front of our body, because the angle is always changing, the abs are having to change how they control the stabilization of the trunk the entire time. The faster she moves, the more reactive the core has to be. So when we hit these front circles, she's going to grab on the ends like she did with the golf swing. And again, you're going to use the parallel handles on a bigger bag. She's going to get a little momentum, again, similar to the golf swing, but she's going to keep the weight right in front of her body. So a little pivot to get the weight going and up and around. So she's moving quite fast. This is a drill where you can't change the speed too much because you have to learn how to follow the momentum. And that's why it's really critical to understand how to create rotation, use the abs and the hips to resist the motion of being pulled over too much. Nice job, Sarah. You would do both sides again for a timed interval. It's a great way to, again, dynamically work the abs, but get a good caloric expenditure at the same time. The last two drills we're going to work predominantly on stabilization, so we're not going to have that speed component. The first one's going to be a shoulder get up. So we're going to have Sarah come down. So whatever side the bag is on is the leg that she's going to have a bent knee on. So she's going to think of 3 points of contact, and basically this is a combination of a trunk flexion and hip extension exercise because her hips have to work to prevent her hip flexors kicking up and let the legs fly up. So if she comes up properly, she's going to roll up right there. Now she's going to do a little bridge, slide the leg underneath, come to a knee, and then drive all the way up. Within that little scope, as she comes down, we'll break it down. Right there, there's our reverse lunge. She plants, there's a little side bridge, there's a little full bridge. Come back down, and the abs have to resist because you don't want to flop on down. Let's do one more, Sarah. Driving on up. See how everything stays in contact with the ground? She's very controlled with the movement. Very nice. And we'll come all the way back down. So this one is usually more of a repetition scheme. You can do this for about 3 to 5 times. You switch sides, and then you can move into what we call our lateral plank drag. So what we're going to do is we're going to transition Sarah into a push-up position. Now a little bit of weight goes a long ways with this. So you can start with your feet wider if you want. The idea is not to have any weight shift as you pull the bag across. She's going to grab with the opposing hand and pull the bag across, plant the hand, and then switch up the hands. On the smaller bags, you can use the side handles. On the bigger bags, you want to use the top handles for control. Very nice. So if she's having her hips flail up in the air or rotating or a leg come off the ground, it's probably a little bit too heavy. This is a slow controlled drill, so again, probably best done for repetitions. You can do it for an interval, but don't try to rush to the movement. So now I want you to go ahead and actually put these exercises together in a circuit, see how your abs are torched and how you feel like you expend a lot of calories, and that's your ultimate way to getting six-pack abs.